Okay, good morning, all of you, my dear friends. We will discuss on our next topic in electrostatic physics comparison between electrostatic and gravitational forces. In our previous section, we had completed all the things regarding the Coulomb's forces, what is the Coulomb's forces, what is the derivation for Coulomb's forces, what is the formula for Coulomb's forces, and what is the electrostatic force if the charge is placed rather than other dielectric medium such as water, air, etc. So in our next video today we discuss on some comparison between electrostatic and gravitational forces. What is the electrostatic forces? All of you know about F equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Okay, and this is the electrostatic force. And what is gravitational force? Fg. What is gravitational force? G m1 m2 upon r square. Okay, we have these two forces, so we have to make a comparison between these two forces, that is electrostatic forces and gravitational forces. So first we will see the similarities between electrostatic force and gravitational forces. What is our first similarity? Both forces obey inverse square law, that is F is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. देखिए यहाँ पर 1 by r square and 1 by r square both these forces Fe is inversely proportional to 1 by r square and this force is also inversely proportional to 1 by r square. So these are the similarities between these two forces. Okay, second, both forces are proportional to product of masses or charges. In electrostatic forces, it is the product of two charges, means F is directly proportional to Q1 and Q2. And in gravitational forces, it is also F is directly proportional to M1 and M2. So both forces are proportional to the product of their charges or mass. Okay, this is the second similarities between these two forces. Third one, both forces are central forces, that is they act along the line joining the centers of the two bodies. Try to understand these things. Both forces are central forces. Why these both forces are central forces? Suppose this is plus Q1 charge and this is another charge plus Q2 charge. If these two charges are separated by distance r and this force is always acts between the line joining between the two centers of these charges. If one m1 mass and another m2 mass here and these two masses are separated by distance r, then these forces is also acts between the line joining the center of these two masses. So these forces are central forces because they act along the line joining the center of the two bodies. जो इन दोनों के सेंटर को लाइन ज्वाइन कर रही है, इधर भी ये लाइन इन दोनों मासेस के सेंटर को क्या कर रही है, ज्वाइन कर रही है, इसलिए दोनों फोर्सेस जो है सेंट्रल फोर्सेस है. ओके, नेक्स्ट, both are conservative forces. Both are conservative forces. Why both are conservative forces? The work done against these forces does not depend upon the path followed. Okay, conservative forces are those forces which is path independent, which is always depend on initial and final. So work done against these forces does not depend upon the path followed. So these forces are conservative forces. These 4 points regarding the similarities between electrostatic forces and gravitational forces. Okay. One more thing, one more similarities. One more similarities. Write down 5. Both forces are act in vacuum. Okay, both forces are act in vacuum. This is the 5th similarities between these two forces. Okay, write down. We will discuss on dissimilarities between these two. Okay, this is the dissimilarities between gravitational and electrostatic forces. So, first dissimilarities between gravitational and electrostatic forces, which is depends on the nature. The gravitational forces is always attractive in nature, while the electrostatic forces, it may be attractive or repulsive depending upon the charges. If the two charges are similar charges, then the force between these two charges is repulsive, and if the two charges are dissimilar charges or unlike charges, one is positive and second is negative, then the force between these two charges is attractive. So it depends upon the charge polarity of charges, but the gravitational force is always attractive. Okay. Second, gravitational forces does not depend on the nature of the medium, while electrostatic force depends on the nature of the medium between the two charges. One more important thing, gravitational force is not depends on the medium. Whatever the medium in which the two masses are kept, then it doesn't depend. But the electrostatic forces is always depends on the nature of the medium. Suppose if two charges are kept in vacuum, then the electrostatic force is more as compared to if two charges is kept in water, because the dielectric strength of the water is 80, so the electrostatic force is reduced 1 by 80 times the force in vacuum or electrostatic force in vacuum. So this is our second dissimilarities. Now last one, electrostatic forces are much stronger than gravitational forces. Electrostatic forces are much stronger than gravitational forces. Okay, as compared to the gravitational forces, electrostatic forces are very strong or much stronger than gravitational forces. Okay, one more similarities between these two forces, both forces are long range forces. Okay, you have to write one more similarities in your similarity section. Both gravitational and electrostatic forces are long range forces. Okay, this is the comparison, or this is the similarities and dissimilarities between these two charges. So note down these things in your fair notebook. Okay. So our next topic, force between multiple charges. In our previous lecture, we studied that the Coulomb's law or electrostatic forces is applicable, Coulomb's law is applicable between 2 point charges. And in the principle of superposition of electrostatic forces, there are more number of charges. So what is the effect of all these charges? What is the total force due to this more charges? So we can count this effect of the force due to these charges is the principle of superposition. Okay, so what is the principle of superposition and what is the statement of principle of superposition? Look here, the principle of superposition states that when a number of charges are interacting, the total force on a given charge is the vector sum of the forces exerted on it due to all other charges. Suppose n number of charges, I kept one charge here and n other charges distributed like this. So this is first charge and another second charge. So the force on this charge due to second charge in this direction, another charge, third charge kept here. So force on q1 due to q3, that is the f13, another charge here, that is q4. So force on q1 due to q4, that is f14. Like this, if n number of charges are kept here, then the total force on that charge due to other charges is the vector sum of all the charges. Okay, the force between two charges is not affected by the presence of other charges. Force between two charges, one important thing, force between two charges is not affected by the other charges. Okay, first I count force between q1 and q2 charges, and q1 q3 charge is also present here, but it not affect the force between q1 and q2. Okay, this is the important thing. So write down the statement of principle of superposition. So according to principle of superposition, we consider n point charges q1, q2, q3 and so on qn placed in vacuum 8 points whose position vector with respect to origin O, that is the origin O, are r1, r2, r3, rn respectively. Then the principle of superposition, the total force on q1 charge is f1 equal to f12 vector plus f13 vector plus f14 vector plus f1n vector if the n number of charges are placed at that positions. So this is the vector diagram of n number of charges. I take here only 3 charges. Suppose q1 is placed here and this is q2 charge and this is q3 charge. r1 is the position vector of q1 from O, r2 is the position vector for q2 from O, that is origin, and r3 is the position vector of q3 from origin. Okay, now on q1 charge, the force due to various charges, that is q2 and q3. So force on q1 due to q2, that is f12 in this direction, because we take q1 and q2 are similar charges, so this is repulsive force. Okay, and force on q1 due to Q3, this is F13 in this direction. This is also repulsive forces. So F12 and F13, these two forces due to Q2 and Q3 on Q1. So if one force in this direction and one force in this direction, so we take a resultant of these two forces. So this is the F1. F1 is the resultant of F12 and F13 as shown here. F1 is the resultant force, which is the summation of F12 plus F13, and this is the general expression for n number of charges. If we here we take only two charges, so F12 and F13. This is the total force on Q1 due to Q2 and Q3. This is the principle of superpositions. Okay, this is the condition of principle of superposition when various number of charges, more than two charges, three charges, four charges, or we can say that the system of multiple charges. So we add all the forces like this. Okay, write down. Okay, our next topic, electric field. Electric field is very interesting topic in our electrostatic. So first of all, you have to understand that how to produce electric field. Suppose one charge which is placed at O, that is positive charge. This is the source charge. This is the source charge. So for knowing the existence of the electrostatic force due to source charge, we have another